Into the spooky season we go, with Halloween just around the corner. Now, will Blackburn Rovers' nightmare season continue when they take on their neighbours, Preston North End, on their own turf? We're going to talk about that and much more coming up. No! That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. This time bigging up the latest match for Blackburn Rovers up against Preston North End at Deepdale. We'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, world football related. We're going to all here under Warowski. That's right, folks, and it is into a bit of a shitty part of the season so far for Rovers, as we cannot seem to get anything together. It just does not seem to be working. I'm not saying we've been unlucky. I'm just saying that we've been absolutely shit with performances. They're not at the level that I'm expecting, especially you guys are expecting. But anyway, we're going to break it down a little bit and take a look at the match ahead in just one tickety-boo. But before that, I'm going to talk about this. That's right, it is my Patreon, boys and girls. I am looking for patrons to help boost the channel in another level besides your viewership. This is an avenue you should explore if you can, if you're willing and able. Though it is me basically pleading for money to try and help improve costs and shortcomings within the channel. Because you know what? Because I've got big ambitious plans to take this channel to another level, and that does take up a lot of my time of churning out these videos left, right, and centre. But I do love it. That's why I keep on doing it. But I want to be able to spend a bit more time on it, spend a bit more. There's a lot of projects I've put on the back burner because I just don't have the time and the resources to put them to complete them, because they do take a whole bunch of time. But anyway, if you are interested, please check out the old link down below, or you can check out the link across the screen right there. But anyway, let's get going, folks. It does take place right here in the northwest, up at Preston. I used to live around these neck of the woods. That's up Deepdale, boys and girls. And of course, Preston North End are currently managed by Alex Neil. Obviously, former Norwich manager, was very, very hotly tipped to go to West Brom at the end of last season, but he stuck around. This season, the match does take place on the 26th of October, and the key man for me, for Preston, is Alan Brown. Yes, a lot of people talk about the Pearson-Dack sort of rivalry, but to be honest with you, they're two completely different kind of players. But Brown is more of a creative sort of influence, and he's likely to pull some strings and create some opportunities, or even score some goals. Now, over the years, these two sides have played each other 103 times, and North End do have the better of us. 43 wins to them, 31 for us, 29 draws along the way. And last season, I did skip that out, North End did finish 14th in the Championship. Last season, it was a double bubble for North End, 4-1 the last time we played each other at Deepdale. That was a bit of an embarrassment. And then also they took care of all 3 points as well at Ewood Park with a 1-0 win. Of course, we duke it out this weekend, and we'll do it all again on the 11th of January 2020. Looking forward to that. Hope you guys are too. Now let's take a look at the... first team lineups I'm expecting. My predictions, basically. But before that, take a look at any injuries or any suspensions. It looks like Preston have a clean bill of health. No registered suspensions that I know of, or no injuries as well. As for Rovers, no suspensions, but we do have a who's who injury list. Gregory Cunningham appears to be out for the season. Out for the season. I thought he might be back at the start of the year 2020, but that's news to me. Darrell Owen's also out till early December. Brent Brereton's out to mid-November. Sam Hart, Joe Grayson, and Dominic Samuel also out. Should say Lewis Holtby up there. I'm not sure when he's back. I'm hoping he's back this weekend, actually. Moving forward, this is my starting lineup. Let's take a look at the left-hand side here, which is Preston North End, the hosts. Declan Rudd between the sticks. We've got Rafferty at left back, Davies, Bauer, and Fisher at right back. Brown at the left side of midfield. Pearson on the other side as well. Johnson, who's been scoring all the goals and all the assists. He's the man with all the attention at the moment in the centre of the park there. Barkhusen, who scored, I think, against Leeds midweek. Potts on the right-hand side of that trio, and veteran striker Nugent up top. Now, as you can see, if you are a fellow Rovers fan, you can tell that I've mixed it up formation-wise here. I've gone with a 5-4-1. Yeah, that's right. I'm actually playing a bit of a crazy one. I think this one could work out. You know, if we put some time into it, it ain't gonna happen. We're probably gonna do with what Preston have on the left-hand side. But anyway, let's just explore it a little bit. We've got Walton between the sticks. We cannot change that fact. Walton will remain for the rest of the season. No questions. I'm hoping I'm hoping that we may bring in another keeper in January to maybe, push him a little bit, because we got the Loutweiler on the bench, who's not really going to be knocking on any doors anytime soon. So we need a bit of competition just to put him on his toes. You know what? Because he's frustrating me at the moment. I've gone for a back three of Williams, Adebayo, and Nyambe. Now, Nyambe did play as centre back for his country, Namibia, in the Africa Cup of Nations. So they didn't do terrible, but it offers an interesting sort of flexibility with this lineup and this formation. Nyambe does like to go on his runs, and you know what? I don't want to say that I'm trying to compare this to Sheffield United, but it could be a Sheffield United-esque sort of overlapping centre backs here with Williams, who's traditionally a left back, Nyambe a traditional right back, and we got an actual centre back, Adebayo, in the middle. So you know what, this could work out. Even further on the width, because I know Mowbray likes his width, we have Downing on the left hand side and Bennett on the right hand side. Now these are two players in my eyes that don't deserve to be in the starting 11 for this match, but Bennett is captain, and obviously he's going to be playing someplace within this team, and I prefer him not to be at left back and not to really be at right back, but this is a position that he could prosper in, really. He could, because those wing backs are expected to do a lot of tracking up and down the field, and he might not be the quickest, but he'll give it his all, give it 100%, and I think that could be a spot for him. And the same could be applied for Downing. He does offer some set piece ability, some leadership, some great passing ability. He needs to be in the field, but that left side of defence is a weakness that we got right at the moment without Cunningham, without Sam Hart. Amari Bell is a bit of a funny one. So, for me, I'm going to slot him in there. Into midfield, I've gone for youth. I've gone Travis, obviously. A bit toothless last time out against Birmingham, but he is no guns blazing the minute, and I would stick with him. Alongside him, I've gone for young John Buckley, who came on and he demanded the ball against Birmingham in his 10-15 minute cameo, and you know what, he even took some set pieces, which is where I think we are weak at. Rothwell takes ass set pieces, Dak takes ass set pieces, Armstrong takes ass set pieces. We're lacking that now that Mulgrew's out of the field. Downing also does offer some set pieces, but I've not been impressed at all with our delivery, our execution of free kicks. Whenever I get a free kick within that dubious area, I think we haven't got a chance to put it in the back of the net. Every time last time when Mulgrew was playing, whenever we had a situation where there is a free kick like that, I'm expecting it to trouble the keeper or even go in the back of the net. So we've lost that threat, and it was a huge threat. So Buckley may offer that. For me, I've got Armstrong on the left, Holtby on the right, and Dak as a sort of false nine, shadow striker, whatever you want to call him. And then it does offer flexibility. You could push Dak on the left-hand side, let him do his wandering thing, and Armstrong down the middle, and Holtby, if available. If not, Gallagher goes in there for me. So, and then you could rejig it around and maybe push Gallagher further up top. But that's my lineups. What you guys got? Make sure you put them in the old comment section down below. Kicking off further now, take a look at the stats-a-roonies here. We're going to plough through these because I've rambled on. Dak leads to... let's take a look at the hosts, of course. Johnson leads the way with 7 goals so far this season. Harrop's got 5. Barkhusen's got 4. And Maguire's got 3. As for the discipline, Fisher has got 5 yellows. Does that mean he misses out, or did he just miss out? Pearson with 4, Harrop 3, and Brown has 2. As for the Reds, no Reds. Goals for Rovers, Dak leads the way with 6 goals, Armstrong 3, Williams 2, and Downing with 1. As for the discipline, Lenihan has 5 yellows, Bennett has 4, Cunningham has 4, and Travis has 4. Both of those could be suspended for the next match against Sheffield Wednesday, I believe, if they would pick up a yellow this time out. Speaking of next matches, we'll get to that in a minute. Let's take a look at the last 5 results for both sides here, starting with the hosts, Preston. They come into this just the 1 win out of 5, which could be a bit of a blessing for Rovers. That win, though, was a bit of a demolition against Barnsley, 5-1 back in the 5th of October. Before that, they did draw with Leeds, who are flying higher towards the top of the table, 1-1. They also lost to Reading under the new management there, 19th of October. After that 5-1 drubbing, or before that one, they took on Middlesbrough, drew 1-1, and they also drew Bristol City 3-3. So there's goals in them. They've scored in pretty much every game, bar that one against Reading at the Majeski. As for Rovers, we come into this with 5 games without a win. It's looking absolutely shit show at the moment. We did lose to Birmingham last time. Out prior to that, we drew 2-2 with Huddersfield at Ewood Park. We lost 4-2 to QPR down their place. We also drew with Nottingham Forest 1-1, and we also lost to Luton Town. So these, realistically, when I was coming up to this, I was thinking, you know what, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points out of those 5. I was hoping to get. We got 2. We got 2 points. 2 points out of that bunch of fixtures right there. That's not good enough. Not good enough, I'm afraid. Moving forward onto the next batch of fixtures. Obviously, Preston taking on Rovers this weekend. Then they take on Charlton down at the Valley. That's next weekend. That's on Sunday, the 3rd of October. They take on Huddersfield as well back at Deepdale, the 9th of November. Derby are next at Pride Park, 23rd of November. That's after the international break. And then they'll take on Hull City down at the KCOM as they edge closer to the end of the month of November. As for Rovers, obviously North End this weekend. There's Sheffield Wednesday at Ewood Park. It's winnable. We need to pick up results here, boys. Then it's Leeds at Ellen Road. Obviously, we had a bit of a barnstormer last season. We didn't play well. We could have won it, but we lost it. Hopefully, that shit show won't show up again. Then we take on Barnsley in a much winnable game, and then we take on Brentford, much winnable game as well. Both at Ewood Park. Winnable games. David Raya returns. Hopefully, we can stick 6 past the punk. Moving forward, let's take a look at the last 6 home games, both home and away. This is their home form. We're examining Preston's home form here, and as you can see, just the one defeat, and that defeat was against Manchester City. So that's acceptable, I guess. They had drawn 2 out of the past 6 as well. As for Rovers' last 6 home games, they've picked up 2 wins out of the past 6, but they've also lost 4 of them as well. Very winnable games. I thought the West Bromwich Albion slipped through our fingers. We didn't play that well. The QPR game we played okay, but in spurts, but ultimately to concede 4. It's not good enough. And then Birmingham, we just played absolutely ass, and that's where my frustration is at the moment. Moving forward, this will take the last 6 games between 2 sides, all competitions and all grounds. Starting with last season, 1-0 win. Daniel Johnson, who's been scoring goals for fun at the moment, they won an only goal at Ewood Park very early as well. They also had a man sent off, but it didn't really matter at that point. It was right towards the end. Before that, at Deepdale, it was the 4-1 demolition. Robinson, who's now in the Premier League, Malt, Brown, and Barkhuizen along the score sheets. Before that, back at Ewood Park, it was a 2-2 draw. Preston did put 3 past us. Daniel Johnson, who seemed to be forever scoring against us. We've got to keep an eye on him. 3-2 victory back in 2016. But all the way back in 2015, we did beat them at their own place back at Deepdale. Jordan Rose with a penalty. Jordan Pickford. OG and Joe Garner was on the score sheet. Let's take a look at the last 6 over at Deepdale. It's a little bit more better reading. 3 wins for Rovers, 3 wins for North End. They've had the better recent record, but going back to 2007 and 2001, we did pick up victories. Morton, Gamps, Pedersen on the score sheet in that 3-0 drubbing. But those days, my friends, are long gone. Moving forward, let's take a look at some of the strengths and weaknesses of both sides here. Preston's strengths, scoring, finishing scoring chances, shooting from direct free kicks. As for the weaknesses, defending against through balls, protecting the lead and defending set pieces. They like to control the game in the opposition's half, attacking down the right hand side, playing with width, long balls and very non-aggressive. They do occasionally, or in fact quite often, rotate their 11. As for Rovers, we like to create long shot opportunities, defending set pieces. That doesn't smell very good, does it? Meanwhile, finishing scoring chances are weaknesses, defending against skillful players and avoiding offside. We also like to control the game in the opposition's half, attacking through the middle. We do play out wide, we have possession football, and we do rotate our 11, and opponents play aggressively against us. Basically, we are a bit lackluster in defence. We need a no-nonsense centre-back. For crying out loud. Take a look at some stats and situational stuff and bits and pieces. More data for you to chomp on. Preston's overall goals, where they score them from. They've scored both home and away. In fact, I've got these backwards, I think. So they've scored, 12, 17, 18, 19, 24 goals in all competition. 24 goals, 12 of them from open play, 5 from set pieces, 5 from penalties, which Matey Boy has put away, and 2 counter-attacking goals. As for the ones they conceded, 8 through open play and 6 through set pieces. Meanwhile, Rovers have scored 10 through open play, 2 set pieces, 2 penalties, 1 big fat OG. As for the goals scored against us, 14 from open play, 3 from set pieces, and 1 penalty as well. That was Grant at Huddersfield. Moving forward, let's take a look at the passing. Obviously, the short passes is the way to go. 307. Is this on average? On average passes, I believe. 307 short passes, 88 long passes per game, and 15 crosses per game. That's how Preston, on average, sort of churn out. As for the opposition, they seem to get around about 297 passes, short passes, 68 long balls, and 19 crosses. So they do seem to give away a fair, or seem to be susceptible to the crossing. But as for Rovers, we do like to cross the ball. 22 of our passes have been crosses, 78%. On average, we churn out 78 long passes, and so 372 short passes. For me, that actually is interesting reading, because the game against Birmingham, I saw us pumping the ball long, so many times. It was frustrating as can be. As for their opposition against Rovers, a lot of, only 12 on average, 12 crosses per game from the opposition. So, yeah, it does smell some stuff here. You know what I mean? Like, I thought we'd lacking. Well, we do cross. I'm not doubting that, but there's no one on the end of it. So whenever those crosses come in from Downing or Armstrong or whoever it is on those wings, there's nobody in the middle to put the ball in the back of the net. And if so, it might be Dak, who's not the tallest. So it's very frustrating. Moving forward. Positional play. This is just on record on average. Where we'd like to take our attacks. Let's take a look at Preston's first. They prefer to go down the right hand side, and also down the middle third is a hot property for them. 42% of all their action zones are down the middle, and also down 40% of their attacking options are coming down the right hand side. As for positional play, a lot of their shots, 61% of all shots are coming in the 18-yard box. 33 are long distance bad boys, are just 6 within the box. As for their opposition, 47% of all shots taking place against Preston happen within the 18-yard box, and 43 outside the box. As for Rovers, we have 58% of all our shots happening within the 18-yard box, 36 from outside. We also prefer we split it up a little bit. It's not heavily one-sided. We go down both the left-hand and right-hand side. It's just shaded on the right-hand side, and also down the middle third as well. As for our opposition, 58% of all possession and shots coming through the middle, and also in the 18-yard box. But we also kind of force them out wide a little bit more. But yeah. Moving forward, let's take a look at the form book for you folks. This is the overall form the last 6 games. It's not good reading for Rovers. Preston Lions 7th overall, 9 points out of possible 18. Rovers are down there, 5 points out of a possible 18 at the moment, both home and away. If you want to look at the home form, we're looking at Preston here. Doesn't look good, folks. They are top of the pops with 14 out of a possible 18 points picked up for home matches. As for Rovers, we are in 15th, but it doesn't really matter. We are playing away this weekend. Moving forward, let's take a look at the away one. Rovers sit in 13th. Preston are in 16th. We've picked up 6 out of possible 18 points on the road over the past 6 games. It's not good. It's not good at all. Take a look at some of the top teams at the moment. Preston are not in there, and Rovers are not in there. It's dominated by Fulham, who lead possession. Barnsley are the most aggressive team. As for the aero duels, that was Birmingham, and they still are leading the way on that one. Shots per game, the Leeds lead the way on that one with their, on average, 16.9 shots per game. Fulham are the most accurate with their passing, 87.7% of all passing, reaching their intended targets. As for this weekend, take a look at the matches. Obviously, some games going on today. This could affect the table and stuff like that, and even the form book a little bit. But I'm looking at it right here, right now. Sheffield Wednesday taking on Leeds on the early kickoff over at Yorkshire, up at Hillsborough. Early kickoff on Saturday. These are USA kickoff times, so don't worry about it. Middlesbrough against Fulham is on Saturday, as is West Brom, Charlton, Nottingham Forest against Reading, Hull against Derby, Birmingham against Luton, Millwall against Stoke, Huddersfield against Barnsley, another north-east crunch clash on that one. Into Sunday, Swansea City against Cardiff, Bristol City against Wigan, and on to Monday, QPR against Brentford. But of course, the game of the week is really at Deepdale, North End against Rovers. This is what the table currently looks like. West Brom lead the way with 26 points on the board, just the 1 defeat so far. Leeds are in second, 24 points. Sheffield Wednesday third. QPR, Sheffield Wednesday third. I hear. Did you hear that? Do you hear that? I hear that. Then we take on Leeds, who are second. And we're taking on Preston, who are 5th. So we are taking on 3 of the top 5 sides over the next 3 games. And we currently sit in 14th. Meanwhile, QPR in 4th. Forest are in 6th. In fact, we've taken on 1. We've taken on 2. We've taken on 3 of the top 6 already. We need to start getting some points on the board. As for the bottom, Barnsley, Stoke and Huddersfield would go down if the season was to end today. As for Rovers, we sit in 14th for the table at the moment. Top goal scorers at the moment, let's take a look at those. There's some little highlighters. Top goal scorers is Mitrovic with 8 goals. Watkins is second with 8. Grant, Wells, Heigl and Johnson have 7. Eze, Bradshaw, Baston and Fletcher have... Well, Baston has 6, Fletcher has 5. Why isn't Dak up there? He's got 6 goals to his name. He should be up there. Meanwhile, the key assists is Williams, Johnson, Swift, Pereira, and Tom Kearney with 3 assists. Just a little reminder that I do have live shows coming at you. Starting with Thursday's Championship show, and then we'll be back again to normality. Monday we'll have the Premier League show. Tuesday we'll have the next round of Championship predictions. I think they've actually flip-flopped, because we do have a Monday night game. We have a Monday night game in the Championship. But this may have to be revisited. And then if you want to join me ripping my hair out on Saturday, well, that's the place to be. It is on Twitch as we watch North End and Rovers duke it out. This is going to be a bit of an upset, I'm sure. Well, we're going to get upset, as in I'm going to be upset. We're going to get battered, absolutely hammered by these bad boys. But anyway, folks, give me your thoughts and predictions about this upcoming match and what you think we should do about it. Who should you think should start? Who you think should be binned off? Should Moby be binned off? I didn't really talk about that. I don't really want to talk about it because I'll save it for another day. Slept on it. Chewed on it a little bit. It ain't gonna happen. Would it happen after this game? I think if we got absolutely thumped and it was a toothless display like Birmingham, maybe. But look at the games coming up. They are Leeds and Sheffield Wednesday. Are we expected to get any results from them? We need points on the board. We need wins. If we can pick up wins, I know I keep on saying this. I am Mr. Chirpy Pants, but if we could pick up a win against North End, Sheffield Wednesday, and Leeds, teams that are doing well, you never know. We might turn this beast around. But right now, it's a shit show, and we've got no defence. We're playing people in wrong spots. And the big thing for me is that we spent a lot of money on a striker and a lot of money on wages on a lonely goalkeeper, and ultimately I think our transfer window has failed. To be honest with you, I think we need to buy defenders. We've not bought a defender in fee forever, and it winds me up. Anyway, folks, make sure you give me your thoughts and opinions about the game coming up and the season so far, and your thoughts on Mowbray. Stick them in your comment section down below, and I'll be back very, very soon. Until then, be giving this video some love and giving some. So make sure you smash the thumbs up, smash a subscribe if you're new, and we do it all again very, very soon. Until then, I'm out of here. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.